Okay, so now let's continue with the next part of elasticity, which is income elasticity of demand. So previously I have already explained on the first type of elasticity, which is price elasticity of demand, in which we are looking at the responsiveness of consumers when there is a change in the price of a certain product. Okay, so let's say if the price of the product increase, will you buy, will you reduce your purchase more, or will you reduce your purchase just a little bit? Okay, so that is what we mean by elasticity. How much responsive you are towards a change in the price. But now we are looking at the income elasticity. So in this case, we want to see your responsiveness in terms of your purchase, okay, when there is a change in your income level. Okay, so logically, when you have higher income, you tend to buy more of a certain product. Okay, of course, bila duit kita lagi banyak, kita akan spend lagi banyak lah untuk beli barang. But there are certain cases in which when your income increase, you will buy less of that particular product. So in income elasticity of demand, we are going to look at your responsiveness, okay, in terms of your demand in when there is a change in income for different types of products. So your responsiveness will vary depending on the type of that product. So we have normal goods, normal products, we have luxury products, we have inferior products. Okay, so I'm going to show you the examples later on. Okay, so income elasticity is to see your responsiveness when towards responsiveness in terms of your demand when there is a change in your income. So this is how you calculate income elasticity of demand, in which the formula is actually the same with price elasticity of demand. You are still looking for the change in the quantity demanded, but the difference here is you want to find the change in the quantity demanded. What happens to your demand when there is a change in your income? Okay, so the thing that is different is here. If you are looking for price elasticity, the denomination here is your change in price. Okay, but now you are looking for the change in income. Okay, so this is another way of calculating it. You can either use, okay, this is the formula I put here, elasticity of income elasticity of demand. So you are looking at the change in quantity demanded, which is Q2 minus Q1 over Q1, divide with the change in the income level, which is Y2 minus Y1 over Y1. Or you can use this formula in the slide here. Okay, you can multiply, but if you want to multiply, you have to rotate. Okay, so this one goes down, this one goes up. Okay, like that. Okay, so let's say if I give you an example, okay, for you to calculate this elasticity. Okay, so let's say if you have a price, maybe I should delete this first. Okay, so let's say if you have, the demand, the income level, okay, originally your income is RM 1,000. So when your income is 1,000, the quantity demanded for the pairs of, let's say, shoes, okay, is 20 units. Okay, so people are willing to buy 20 units of 20 pairs of shoes. Okay, and when income is increasing from 1,000 to, let's say, 2,000, so logically people will buy more. Okay, people are willing to buy more because they have higher income. So what happens here is the quantity demanded for these pairs of shoes increase from 20 pairs to 30 pairs. So now people are willing to buy more. Instead of 20, now they are willing to buy 30. So how can you find the elasticity level for these pairs of shoes, okay, in terms of the demand? Okay, so you use the formula of elasticity, which is quantity, change in the quantity demanded. So change in quantity demanded is 30 minus 20, you divide with 20, and you divide with the change in income, which is 2000 minus 1000, divide with 1000. So what will you get as the answer here is 0.5. So in this case, how do you determine whether 0.5 here indicates elasticity or inelasticity? Okay, so now we are going to look at the next slide here, okay, which is on the different types of elasticity. Okay, so you have elastic income. Okay, this is in the case of luxury goods. Okay, for elastic income, okay, it means that when you calculate, okay, what you will get as your answer, okay, is here, your answer will be more than 1. Okay, meaning you are purchasing luxury goods, or we are looking at the elasticity in terms in buying luxury goods. Okay, so why the luxury goods is considered as elastic income? Because it is not the goods, it is not the products that we buy every day. Okay, it is the products that we buy very rarely, okay, or in only certain occasion. So what happens when the price of these luxury goods change? Okay, people or consumers will definitely change their Okay, so if you look at this slide here, okay, we have different types of elasticity due to the change in the income level. Okay, to explain elastic income, okay, this one, when you do your calculation, what you get as your answer is, okay, your answer will be more than 1. So if you calculate and you get your answer more than 1, it means that the demand is elastic, okay, for that particular product. So what types of product do we have elastic income or elastic demand? Is for luxury products, okay, because logically, when you have higher income, you tend to buy more of luxury products. So your purchase will increase. Your purchase of luxury products will increase when your income increase. Okay, so when income increase, demand for luxury products will increase. Okay, and for inelastic income, okay, when you calculate here, your answer will be between 0 to 1. Okay, between 0 to 1. So the example that we did just now, okay, for the calculation here, your answer is 0.5. Okay, so it means that it is between 0 to 1. Okay, your answer here is between 0 to 1. So what we can say here is this is considered as normal goods. Okay, so pairs of shoes is considered as normal goods. Okay, so that is for inelastic income, because usually when your income increase, the demand for normal good will not increase as much. Okay, you will increase your purchase but not as much. So that's why you get your answer as inelastic income, not so responsive towards the change in your income. Okay, because that is normal good, you usually buy it every day or in your daily life. Okay, and then next is for negative income elasticity. So if you calculate and you get your answer as a negative value, which means your answer is less than Your answer is less than 0. Okay, so when your answer is less than 0, it means that you get negative income elasticity. So which product are you referring to? Okay, we are referring to inferior products. Okay, examples of inferior products are used items. Okay, second-hand cars, second-hand computers or laptops, second-hand clothes, second-hand handphones, for example. So for this type of product, usually when you have higher income, you will not buy this kind of product. Okay, logically, if you have higher income, you will buy new items, right? Instead of buying the second-hand items. So the demand for inferior products will reduce. So that's why, okay, for this case, when your income increase, the demand for this product will decrease. So that's why you get a negative income elasticity here. So when you calculate, your answer will be less than 0. Okay, 0 income elasticity is for the case of necessity goods. So when you calculate, your answer will be 0. Okay, so why do we say this? Okay, 0 income elasticity is for necessity goods, because logically, even if you change your income, okay, basic necessities are still required in your daily life. So whether your income increase or your income decrease, your purchase will be the same. For example, if for the week, okay, you usually buy let's say 2 kgs of chicken. Okay, so your purchase, let's say your purchase is consistent for every week. You purchase 2 kgs of chicken every week. So even if your income increase or your income decrease, usually the demand for this kind of product will be consistent. It will not change as much theoretically. Okay, so that is 0 income elasticity, meaning there is no change in your demand even though your income change. Alright. Okay, so now let's look at the third type of elasticity of demand, which is cross elasticity. So now we have 3 types. The first one is price elasticity of demand. The second one is income elasticity of demand, which we have looked at previously. And now we have the third type, which is cross elasticity of demand. So cross elasticity of demand here is looking at the consumer's responsiveness in terms of their demand of a certain product when there is a change in the price of related products. Okay, so what do we mean by related products? So if you still remember, in the beginning of this topic, I have explained about the determinants of demand, and one of them is related products. Okay, so what are related products? We have 2 types. The first one is substitute, and we also have complementary. So I hope you have no problem in terms of the concepts of the 2 types of products. So substitute means products that have a lot of replacement. If you cannot buy product of brand A, you can buy the same products from brand B, C or D. So you have different brands for the same type of product. For complementary, is a product that usually complete each other. Meaning, in order for you to buy this product, or in order for you to use this product, you need to have the other product to complete or to make it useful, to make the first product useful. Let's say you buy product A, you need to have product B to complement product A. So examples that I used before, so that I want to make sure that I use consistent example. For example, ink and printer. That is the easiest example to see. In order for you to operate a printer, okay, you need to have ink. Okay, so these 2 products usually come together. So what will happen? Okay, for example, for substitute, okay, what will happen if what will happen to the price? The demand of product A if the price of product B or C changes. And for complementary, what will happen to the price of product A if sorry, the demand of product A if the price of product B, which is the complementary product, change. Okay, so let's look at the calculation first. Okay, how can we calculate cross elasticity of demand? Okay, so again, okay, we can look at the calculation, the formula here. Okay, we are looking at the change in the quantity demanded of good X when there is a change in the price of good Y. So good X and good Y can either be substitute products or they can also be complementary products. So you can actually determine whether they are substitute or complementary based on the answer when you calculate the elasticity later on. So how to calculate the elasticity? Same formula. Change in quantity demanded divide with the change in the price of the other product. There is a difference here. You are looking at the price of the other product, not the price of the same product. So we have two products here, X and Y. Okay, so assuming, let's say you have two products, okay, which are beef and chicken. So if logically, if you see beef and chicken, they are considered as substitute products, meaning if you cannot eat beef, you have chicken as the other option. So they are considered as substitute products. So how can we tell whether they are substitute or not? So we can actually tell using the calculation of elasticity here. Okay, so let's say if the price of beef the price of beef, this is P0, the initial price. Okay, initially was RM40. So at the price of RM40, okay, what is the demand of chicken? Okay, so the demand for chicken is, let's say, 300 units. Okay, or maybe 300 kgs. Okay, but the price of beef has increased. Okay, let's say the price of beef increased to RM50 per kg. So what will happen to the demand for beef? Okay, now we look at the demand for beef first. So using the law of demand, okay, if the price of a certain product increase, the demand for that product will decrease. So logically here, if the price of beef increase, the people will purchase lesser beef, or people will reduce their purchase for beef. Okay, so what they will do is they will shift to another product, or they will shift to another option which is maybe cheaper, okay, which is chicken. So if they buy lesser beef, okay, they can buy more chicken. So what will happen to chicken as the substitute product for beef? The demand for chicken will increase, let's say from 300 to 600 kgs, for example. Okay, so calculate the elasticity, the cross elasticity here. Okay, so the formula is the change in the quantity demanded of chicken. I put as C here. Sorry, should be 1. Okay, divide with the change in the price of beef. P0 for beef, divide with P0. So when you calculate, okay, so the quantity demanded for chicken is, the change in the quantity demanded for chicken is 600 minus 300. Okay, divide with 300, and you divide with the change in the price for the substitute product, which is beef. So 50 minus 40 divide with 40. So what do we get as the answer here? I put it here. Okay, so you get your answer is 4. Okay, so now referring to your answer here, can you tell whether it is substitute products or complementary products, or the two products have no relationship. So let's look at the next slide. This is how we determine whether the products are related to each other in what way. Okay, so for positive cross elasticity, it means that your answer here, okay, when you calculate the cross elasticity, what do you get as the answer here is a positive value. Okay, so like what you calculate here, you get a positive value. So it means that these two products, beef and chicken, are substitute products. Okay, so you look at here, when you get positive answer, the products are substitute. So X and Y are substitutes. So let's say in the question, I don't mention the product beef and chick like this. Let's say I put the products as X and Y ataupun A and B. So you have to determine whether A and B are substitute or complementary. So this is how you calculate using this formula here. And this is your answer, which is positive. So your answer is the products are substitute products. Okay, what if you get a negative answer? When you get a negative answer, it means that product X and product Y, or product A and product B, are complementary products. Okay, and if you get your answer as 0, it means that product X and Y have no relationship with each other. They are completely different products. Okay, they are not related to each other. So you will get your answer as 0. Okay. Okay, so basically we are done with demand. Okay, in this topic. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to understand the concept of supply. So we are basically going to cover the same thing. I'm going to explain to you what do we mean by supply, how can you construct a supply curve on a graph, what are the factors that can change the supply of a certain product or the production of a certain product, and we are going to look at the elasticity of supply. So same thing as what we covered for demand. Alright, so what is the concept of supply here, or we call it as the law of supply. Okay, so law of demand. Okay, if what we have covered before for law of demand is when the price of a certain product increase, the quantity demanded will decrease, or when the price of a certain product decrease, the price becomes cheaper, people will buy more, so the quantity demanded will increase. So this is when you put yourself as a consumer in the economy. So for law of supply, in order for you to understand the law of supply, you have to put yourself as a producer in the economy. So usually as a producer, your main objective is for you to get as much profit as you can. So you want to sell your products, you want to sell as many products as you can. So when the price of your product increase, meaning you can sell your product at a higher price, what you will do is you will take advantage to supply more. So your quantity supply will increase. Or if the price of your product reduce, you will not supply as much because they will not give you any profit. Okay, so this is what we call as a positive relationship between price and quantity supply. Okay, so this is the case when you are a producer. If you can sell at a higher price, you can sell your product at a higher price, you can produce more or you will sell more. But if if the price of your products become cheaper, you will sell less or you will produce less. So this is when you put yourself as a producer. Okay. Alright, and ceteris paribus. This is assuming the other factors are constant, like income, or the price of related products, technology, and so on. So we assume that the other factors are not changing. Okay. Okay. This is what we mean by the law of supply just now. I have already explained. Okay, this one. Okay. Okay, so you are given a schedule here of data for the different price level and the different quantity supplied, okay, for a certain products. Okay, so what you can see in this table is, okay, when the price of your product increases, okay, as a producer, what you will do is you will increase your supply, okay, your production. Okay, so this is what we mean by law of supply. So how do you illustrate or how do you transfer this data on a graph is, let's say, okay, this graph is actually not complete here, we don't have the labeling, but I believe this, the x-axis here should be the price, this one should be the quantity. But what I will do is, okay, usually what I will do is I will put the price on the y-axis and the quantity demanded on the x-axis, sorry, quantity supplied. Okay, this one should be quantity supplied, sorry, and on the y-axis should be the price. But either way, you still get the positive slope, upward sloping. Okay, so never mind, but my way of teaching is I will do quantity on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. Okay, so you do the scaling. Okay, let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. This one should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then you plot, okay, the data on the graph. Okay, here you have okay, so here you have the price is at 1 ringgit, for example. So the quantity supplied is 2. So the price is 1 ringgit, quantity supplied is 2, should be here. When the price is 2 ringgit, the quantity supplied is 4. 2 ringgit, the quantity supplied is 4. When the price is 3 ringgit, the quantity supplied is 6, and so on. So you plot all the points and you connect all the points, you will get what we call as a supply curve. Okay, so your supply curve is upward sloping, demand curve is downward sloping. Okay, so meaning an upward sloping curve actually explains this positive relationship between price and quantity supplied. So as a producer, when the price of your product increase, you will supply more. So that's why you get a positive slope here.